Now, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Richard.
Okay. I don't know where my picture is. Now what? Let's see. Uh, Always something. Huh?
You could try do you see in the left-hand corner of your screen, Richard, a little video camera icon?
Yep,
Try clicking
there
that.
it is.
There you go.
With the Aurora Borealis in the background.
How cool. Your background is cooler than mine. Very nice.
Neat picture you got there.
Yeah, I'm actually in Dane's office because we're sharing computers temporarily. So this painting behind, or I should say, I think it's a print. It's the Titanic going down with all the crew and I think participants or excuse me, passengers. So that's what that is.
Okay. Oh, let's see. I'm going to minimize the screen. I know there's a way to do that because I did it before.
Mm-hmm.
Boo, 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 boo. Let's see. Sometimes you do that. Yeah, that didn't work. Catherine Rose on with us? No.
She is.
Yep.
Oh, she is, yeah. Oh, darn. Oh, they wonders never cease, right? Unmute.
We'll give it a few more minutes. It doesn't look like
all the
other people
files
are here yet.
I've downloaded. We've got a lot of stuff here today, huh?
Yeah, I know. Got a lot of stuff to talk about.
So, let's see. Yeah, what's a gallery view do? I don't like that. Okay. You're the city of Norwich. Wow.
I know. I'm using their login information.
Yeah.
Hi, Richard.
Hey, Dane.
So we'll just wait a few more minutes, guys, because we need more commission members if we're to, we need one more commission member to log in here.
Where'd he go? Where'd he go?
I don't know. We'll give them a few more minutes.
Okay. Oh, now the cat's back. Because I closed my window, so the cat came back.
That's funny. Yeah, we had to lock our cat out.
I'll open the window back. She likes her window.
Aw.
Now they got all kinds of full backgrounds you can put in, you know. See, obviously you know that, yeah.
That is cool.
I just like the Aurora Borealis.
It's very pretty.
You ever see it?
I've never seen the Aurora Borealis, no.
Yeah, no. I was born and raised in Upper Michigan.
Yeah.
I've seen it more than I probably like to admit, and I got to say one thing. It's generally in the winter and it's colder than the so.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure.
But I had a mother who loved to be outside, so if it was a nice night, clear, we'd go sledding down the hill in front of the house.
Cool. That sounds like fun.
Oh, yeah, she was.
All right, so we'll wait a few more minutes. Who just joined us on the phone, the 608 number? Who's this?
Hello.
Hi there.
Now I can talk. It's Greg.
Hi, Greg. I just unmuted you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, awesome. So, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I tried joining in through the Zoom, but it seemed like I had to sign up for Zoom before I could do that.
Yes, Zoom makes you sign up ahead of time. Yes, it's convenient.
Which is weird. I wasn't expecting that. I've done a lot of other Zoom meetings and people just send a link and you can just jump right in without having to sign up for an account.
Interesting. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm on the city's Zoom account. Maybe it's different. I have no clue.
I think it's the way you set up the meeting so that it's like secured or something, so you have to
Yeah.
register.
Yeah, it's a what do you call it? Like a waiting room. I
Yeah.
physically admit people into the meeting. We'll just give it another minute or two, guys. If Tim or here, any other applicants join us.
No, right now I'm still, let me see here. Trying to figure out how to minimize this screen. Just, shove it off in a corner someplace so I can open up all the COAs in that.
So Richard, in the top right-hand side of your screen, there should be like the minimize button.
Oh, exit full screen. There we go.
There you go.
Thank you.
Isn't tech fun?
Oh, yeah. Great. I've been putting together, this is something for us. I have been putting together the virtual open house for
Oh, nice.
Colonial. And that's driving me crazy because I also have to figure out where I can put it where other people can get it. So, what are you guys going to do, Dane, for the CT open house?
We're gonna do another video presentation.
Okay. Yeah, all I'm doing is putting together a PowerPoint and oops. Somebody else coming in?
Nope, not yet. That was just Dane making noise with something. Keep going. Sorry.
Well, at any rate, I'm putting together a PowerPoint presentation. I'm going to do a narration over the top of it.
Yeah.
That works.
The easiest and fastest thing since my wife won't let me out of the house to go down there.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. And I just am linking Nancy in. Perfect. She connects here.
You got another phone only? Wow.
We'll just wait for Nancy, then I think we'll get started.
Okay, let's see. Do I have here? These are the minutes. Let me go find the rest of it.
Hi, Nancy, are you with us?
Okay.
Hey, Nancy, why don't you try to unmute yourself?
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Good job. Thanks. Hi, Nancy.
Hello.
All right. I think we might as well get started. We've waited about 6 minutes, 7 minutes now. So
Okay, I found the
I'll
agenda.
admit people if they join late. Like I haven't heard from Tim, but if he just joins late, I'll just admit him. So I think we might as well get started now. And we only have one applicant here. It looks like yes, out of the 6 COAs, we've got only one applicant here to present, which is fine. We'll just
Just ignore the others.
through. So I am going to get started here at 4:07. I'm going to call the special meeting of the May 18th special meeting of the Historic District Commission to order. I'm just going to read my little spiel that I give at the beginning of each public hearing, just so that it's on the record and for the benefit of the public who may be looking at this later. So bear with me, guys. I know you've heard this already 3 times, but we'll do the best we can. And for Catherine, for your benefit, we have myself present, Regan Miner. We have Nancy O'Neill. We have Greg Johnson on the phone. Richard Geidebeck is here. And in regards to applicants, we have Dane Rue representing the Society of the Founders of Norwich. And that's all we have at this point in time. All right.
Okay.
My little spiel, guys, so bear with me. I apologize. So good afternoon and welcome to the May 18th special meeting of the Historic District Commission. My name is Regan Miner and I'm the acting chairwoman. And for everyone's benefit, please note the meeting is being recorded and will be posted on the city's website afterwards. Our meeting tonight will be broken up into two sections, the public hearing and the regular meeting. The public hearing is the opportunity for the applicants to present their applications to the commission and for the commission to ask the applicants questions. Once the public hearing closes, the regular meeting will begin. The regular meetings where the commission discusses and votes on applications, and applicants can stay and listen to the regular meeting, but please note that you may not be allowed to speak or provide additional information during the regular meeting. You may stay and listen to the proceedings, but you're not required to. And all applicants will receive written notification regarding the commission's decision tomorrow. And any questions so far? So hearing none, we'll open up the public hearing at this time. It's 4:09, and I'll just read all the COAs. I don't see any people waiting to come in from the waiting room. So COA 417 Washington Street. Do we have anyone here to speak on that? I don't believe we do. So then COA 418 371 Washington Street. Anyone here to speak on behalf of that application? Seeing none and hearing none, I will move on to COA 419 431 Washington Street. Anyone here to speak on behalf of that application? So hearing and seeing none. COA 420 116 Union Street. Anyone here to speak on that application? Hearing and seeing none, I'm moving forward here. COA 421 71 East Town Street. We do have a representative from the Society of the Founders of Norwich here to speak. We have two COA applications for 71 East Town Street. So at this point in time, I will ask Dane Rue, President of the Society of Founders of Norwich, to give an overview of, first let's start with COA 421, the gutter. So I'll turn it over to Dane Rue at this time.
Hello, good afternoon. This is Dane Rue, President of the Society of the Founders of Norwich. And this first COA that we are submitting here involves our property at 71 East Town Street, the historic Joseph Carpenter silversmith shop. And this COA is applying to install a new gutter on the rear of the house. I don't believe the part of the area is visible from the street, and the gutter we'd like to install on the back will actually be the same type of gutter that is installed next door on the Lathrop Schoolhouse. It's a copper gutter, and it will basically be an exact match. We're going to be starting some projects this year to mitigate the drainage issues on the property, and this gutter will be one of many steps. So the gutter itself will just be installed on the rear of the of the property, of the building, and will drain into the city installed drain that is on the shared driveway.
I share my beer with you, but you know.
Thank you. And I can entertain any questions with respect to the gutter.
No questions. I'm just pleased to see that the quality of material is going in.
Likewise.
Because otherwise it wouldn't be.
Go ahead, Nancy.
Yeah, you did say that it's not visible since it's at the rear. Is that true?
A majority of the rear of the building is not visible from the street, but you will likely see some of the overhang of the gutter as it comes underneath the roof line.
Okay, so minimally, I guess.
Very minimally. Perhaps as much visibility as the Lathrop Schoolhouse, if not maybe slightly more, only because of the visibility.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Greg, do you have any questions for the applicant?
No, it looks great to me.
Okay, great.
I was eyeing those thinking, wow, I need those for my house.
So Dane, do you have anything else you'd like to add, or do the commission members have any further questions before we move on to the next COA?
I have nothing to add of the gutter, so unless anyone has any other questions about it.
I have no other questions. I understand what you're doing.
Great.
No other questions.
Great. So we'll then continue on during the public hearing to COA 422, which is also 71 East Town Street. And I will turn this back over to Mr. Rue to present to the commission and have a discussion about the project.
Okay, thank you again. The next COA involves the same type of project that we're conducting on 71 East Town Street. This is part of the collaboration between the Society of the Founders of Norwich and the Norwich Historical Society. So we have some grant funding set aside to do this project, which involves drainage mitigation on the rear of the property behind 71 East Town Street. The Joseph Carpenter Silversmith shop, which dates to 1774, contains a fieldstone foundation, and there is if you were to access the basement within the shop, the fieldstone, particularly in the rear of the building, is beginning to sway inward to bulge inward because there's no drainage. The water is able to leach right through the foundation and is creating quite a noticeable bulge. So within the documentation that I submitted for the COA, it'll detail a couple of different things that we're seeking to do for this property, which is an installation of a French drain, as well as slightly altering the grade of the land so that water is able to flow away from the foundation. In addition to rebuilding the actual fieldstone foundation and an installation of a new bulkhead door, so that we are able to access the basement from the exterior. Right now, there is no way to access the basement of the Carpenter Silversmith shop except by going through a drop hatch inside of the building. And if any of you have ever gone down that stairs, I don't recommend you do so. It's very scary. There's really no feasible way to access the basement. So the installation of the rear bulkhead solves a couple of problems. The first being giving ourselves another much more easier means of access into the basement. And that's particularly important in case if there was some type of emergency with the utilities, perhaps the plumbing. Within the past year, we had a pipe burst within the basement that flooded the whole space. So if there was any type of emergency where emergency personnel, whether it be firefighters or NPU or anybody, needed to access the basement, the only way right now is to do so through the actual finished interior. And we don't want the interior main levels to be compromised if there was in fact an emergency that could be mitigated much more easily by having an exterior access point to the basement. And the personnel that we're working with have designed will be designing a bulkhead that is quote unquote historically appropriate as much as can be. Excuse me, and will feature a wooden door as well. It's not going to be like the traditional metal doors you see on bulkheads that you see. We want to be able to make it much more historically appropriate. And the other thing about this project was we were debating on how to rebuild the foundation, and one of the scenarios is that we were looking at possibly having to rebuild the foundation using concrete. But thankfully, when we had our landscape architects and our contractors out there, we were able to determine that we can actually just rebuild the fieldstone foundation, so that we can preserve as much original historic character of the building as possible. So there will be footing drains as well as a concrete footing within the basement. to mitigate again that drainage. But the actual fieldstone foundation will be preserved, with the exception, of course, of the cutout for the installation of the bulkhead. And I think that's basically the summary of everything. And again, I'm happy to answer any specific questions that happen to come up. And if necessary, I may have to yield to Regan to answer any questions, because this is a collaboration project we're working on. So she is acting as our sort of like project manager of this. So if I need to, I may ask to yield to her to answer any specific questions.
What exterior wall are you going to be putting in the bulkhead? Back side?
It'll be in the very back of the building.
Very back, okay. Because that lot is kind of like not much there.
There isn't. There is not much there, but we are able to install the bulkhead on the very rear of the building.
Good. Yeah, no, I've been down that stairs in the basement.
I know you have, Richard. So I know this is not new for you.
So, I don't blame you. Good idea.
So do any members of the commission have questions for the applicant?
Yeah, this is Greg. So the bulkhead is going to go in the middle of the back wall. Is that what I
Yeah,
saw
right
in
about the
diagram?
middle of the back wall. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. But just curious, I mean, in order to redo that foundation, they're going to have to excavate back behind there to get access to it?
Yes. Yeah. There will be some excavation involved. Yep.
One of the cool things that we're going to do prior to excavation is the state archaeologist is going to come down and do a couple test pits to just see what's back there. And before we rip up the ground, we wanted to do at least a little bit of archaeology to see what's there. So that'll be done prior to the excavation for this project.
Yeah, before they moved the Carpenter House from where the UCFS is now to back where it is there was a jail someplace back there.
Yep. I do remember. I recall seeing on maps. Yep. I was gonna say I remember, but I don't actually remember the jail.
I was going to do a thing on that whole little corner there with the church and the Carpenter House and the moving and all that. It's an interesting little piece of history, that corner.
Mm-hmm.
I can only hope we might stumble across a couple silver coins, but that might be a little too optimistic.
Probably.
The other thing I just want to add. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Greg.
I was reading through the construction proposal, and it says they're going to do the foundation in 3 parts.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like a third at a time.
Yeah, they'll take apart. They'll do it one part at a time. So they'll essentially split the back wall up into thirds, and do one at a time.
Interesting.
Yeah, are the sills in good condition?
So that's what I was also going to mention. The part of the COA application will also be a replacement of the sill, which will be replaced with wood. It'll be like for like material, because currently the sill is rotted. So the sill will be replaced. Additionally, on the west side of the wall, so I guess you could say the wall facing the parking lot of UCFS, and it's also facing East Town Street. Like if you're coming down East Town Street heading towards like the Scotland Road area, it'd be facing you in that direction. There's a couple clapboards that are also rotted. So our contractor, Mark Holdridge, will be replacing them with like for like material. I believe he's going to use cedar. I believe it's in the COA application, the specific material. Let me pull it up just so I can tell you guys officially.
Yeah, so.
Hang on, let me pull this up here. Oh, there we go. Nope, not that one.
As you're looking, the last clapboard work probably was done 7 years ago.
Yeah, so it'll be, so yes, exactly. The collaborative work was done fairly, well, kind of a few years ago. So it will just be replaced with like for like material in kind. And our contractor will also be painting it red again to match the building. So, oh, and then also that window on that side is also going to be repaired because it is in rough shape. So again, nothing is really changing. He's just repairing
Right.
what's existing. Nothing will be different.
Right.
Okay.
So I just wanted to add that too. So any further questions for the applicants? Nancy or Greg, Richard, or Dane, do you have anything else to add?
I don't have anything else specific to add unless anyone has a question.
I'm just happy to see the buildings getting the TLC that it needs badly.
Yep, same here. Same here.
Nancy, sorry, did you have a question?
No, no questions.
Okay. Greg, are you good?
I'm good.
All right, perfect. Well then, seeing as we have no other applicants present to present, and seeing that we have no other topics to discuss for the public hearing,
May I inject something, please?
please go ahead.
I'm trying to think. The COA, the Washington Street one, the long gray house, electrical meter. I know she's not here,
Yep,
but that's something that she needs to get done.
yep.
I think we ought to maybe, yeah, we know what it is. We know what they do.
Mm-hmm.
She just is going to get a meter down in that corner. Whether we should go ahead and give her some thoughts now or not, just based upon the application.
So do you want to talk about that now, or do you want to talk about that during discussion in our regular meeting, Richard?
No, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to be the promoter of it. I just think it's probably something that we could get done with, and she could go ahead with, and we're over with it.
Oh, so are you saying like a blanket approval?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And that's an interesting point for discussion that I want to bring up maybe a little bit later. We do have jurisdiction over these utility meters at this point, so I think we should treat her as, you know, a general COA. She did submit an application, so I think we should vote on it as we do with other COAs.
I agree with that's what I was getting to. Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. So anything else that anyone needs to say during the public hearing? Hearing none, I'm going to close the public hearing at 4:26 p.m. and then we will open the regular meeting. And for our applicant, you're welcome to stick around, or you're welcome to leave.
Go in the kitchen and pop some popcorn.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, so we'll just go down our agenda here in regards to actions on COAs. So we'll start with COA 417, which was 417 Washington Street.
Yeah, hang on a second. I lost my page. I don't know where it went. Ah, here it is. Okay.
Did not have an applicant here presenting on this application. We've heard similar COAs regarding the electrical meters in the past. I would entertain a motion to accept this application as submitted.
I would make the motion that we accept the application on COA 417 for 417 Washington Street as presented.
Thank you, Richard. Is there a second?
I'll second it. Nancy.
Thank you, Nancy. Any discussion at this time?
I'm just not exactly sure. I'm just trying to get up to speed on what exactly they're doing here. Is it just replacing the meter?
No, they're actually putting an outside meter on the building. Right now, it was the old inside meter.
Okay.
So they're just putting a utility meter on the building.
Mm-hmm.
normal
Okay.
average stuff.
Yeah, so it's just a utility meter. One of the things that I would say in our letter to her is I think I would recommend that the meter be painted the same color as the house to try to mitigate any visibility from the road, if the commission views favorably on that recommendation.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's going on the side of the house there. It's kind of hard to tell from that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to go on that front corner that's perpendicular to the street. That's where the utility.
Yeah, looks like that's where the power lines go in right now. Is at the upper
Yeah.
left corner.
Says along the driveway, so that would be the left?
Correct.
So any further discussion? So in my letter to her, I will just say, ensure that the meter is painted the same color of the house to mitigate visibility from the road. So I'll just include that in my letter to her. I don't think we need to have a new vote on that. I'll just include that.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So any further discussion?
No.
Hearing none, I'll do a roll call for a vote here. So Richard, A, or was that yes?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Nancy
A, yes.
and Greg,
Yes.
and then Regan, myself, yes. So the motion passes unanimously.
Mhm.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. So we'll move on here to COA 418, 371 Washington Street. We did not have an applicant here to present on this application. Can I have a motion, please, to accept the application as submitted?
Which one is?
So this is application COA 418, 371
14.
Washington Street.
371.
Can't
Oh.
find the picture. I lost my picture.
Yeah, he didn't send any actual pictures of the house in this, did he?
He had the hand drawing.
So hang on, let's just do the vote so then we can discuss the application during our discussion period. So, and then I can answer your question, Greg.
Okay.
So is there a motion?
There's a motion on to discuss the COA.
Okay, so we want to make a motion to discuss the COA.
Any second?
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. So let's discuss the COA. So I'm hoping everybody was able to look at his application.
Yeah.
He has a description and a sketch.
His written description says he's attached photographs, but I don't see any photos.
I can't.
He attached like a drawing, I guess.
But the drawing shows nothing more than what his wife had discussed at the previous meeting.
This is Frank Novak's house, Richard. This is a different house.
Oh, different house.
This is a different house.
Okay. Then I'm trying to find it. 371 Washington.
Yes.
Okay. Back up again. Frank Novak, yeah. Railing. Same level. Well, There's only a hand drawing with no pictures.
He dropped this application off to me, so I'm wondering, I'm trying to look back in our HDC emails and see if he maybe submitted pictures.
He said and material.
What was that, Nancy? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
He indicated in his explanation that he included photographs of the site and material along with the drawing.
I did not get material from him. He just came to my house and physically gave me the application. So whatever you guys are seeing is what he gave me.
Okay.
So this is the house that put the fence up without the COA.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm looking at the picture on Google Maps, and that's
I'm not, I'm trying to see in our HDC email chain, I'm not seeing pictures. So we'll just have to work with what we have here.
so he's talking about putting just like a railing on the left side of the walkway as you're going looking towards the house.
Correct.
So it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting. I'm not sure why he wants to do that, but
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I to each his own, I guess. So it looks like the railing is going to be made of wood, and he indicates that it's painted the same color as the fence. So that'll be nice because it'll at least blend in and match.
Yep.
So, okay. I was totally, okay. I'm catching up, that's all.
Okay.
I am trying to figure out, come on, slight walk along the walkway to the front door.
So what are you trying to figure out, Richard? How can I help?
No, it's, I've got the, I'm on SOG or whatever it's called, which ends up getting, so this is a little protection area for plants, is what he's doing, right? Do I have that right?
I think he's making a railing. So he wants to construct a low wood support railing fence at the left of his entrance walkway.
Yeah, but it stops just short of the landing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why why he's got the perpendicular parts on there.
Yeah, I see your point, Greg.
And I'm looking at the picture on Google Maps. It just seems a little odd, but I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
where you could really use a railing is on the steps going up to that walk.
Yeah, he puts it alongside the stone step. There's come on. It hates me. I gotta go back down the street. There we go. The post, the last post near the house goes next to that step, the granite step that's there before the landing.
Yeah, it almost seems like it seems like you want it more on the edge of the landing too, but it doesn't do that. It just goes.
Yeah, it just.
So let me ask, what is a low wood support railing? Lower than normal railings, or what does that mean, low? Do we know what that means?
I don't know. I'm not a construction person.
Horizontal.
Because I would think if you have a railing, you want to be able to hold on while you're walking up the stairs. But
Mhm.
is he doing it lower than that?
They're about 3 foot high. It says.
Turn it off.
I think he's making more of a planter, actually.
Oh, is that it? So what is
well,
a
I could
railing?
guess.
Would you call it a railing then? Did he tell us the purpose?
Not really. He just described the project in his description.
Huh.
Not exactly like why.
Construct a low wood support railing fence combination. Stable structure element. Well, it would help with.
Well,
I'm stumped.
Well, I think the elements at least are the materials are wood. The color, even though we don't have jurisdiction over color, the color will be consistent with the fence that's already painted in existence, and it will match the house. So I don't know if we should be debating about the purpose of his project. Why don't we just discuss the materials and if we think the materials would be appropriate?
The whole thing about the purpose is it's kind of curious, that's all.
Yeah, no, I can understand that.
So, but I guess I read the thing and I pretty much got the information I need. So,
Yeah, I mean, you can't tell what the fence is. I don't think he says what the fence, if there's, from the description, I can't tell if there's anything to the fence other than, or if it's just a railing. It's not.
My understanding is I think it's just a railing. Like I don't think it's got any balusters or any detail except for the top. He says would be
Okay.
top wood posts. So it sounds like it's just simply for additional support when you're walking up if you have any balance related issues.
he does mention that. This railing fence, I believe, will also provide a stable structure element for myself and visitors to the property.
Yeah.
Okay.
So does anyone have any further comments for discussion?
no.
Okay. Greg, are you comfortable? Richard, you comfortable?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah.
Okay. I do wish Frank maybe could have explained his concept more, but what are you gonna do? So anyway, so I will then ask for a motion to approve the COA as submitted.
So moved.
Thank you, Greg. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Nancy. Any further discussion at this point, or are we discussed out?
No discussion.
I think we're ready to vote.
No discussion, all right. So I will do another roll call for the vote. So Richard,
Yay.
Nancy,
Yay.
Greg,
Yay.
and Regan, yay. So motion passes unanimously. All right, moving along here to COA 419, 431 Washington Street. We did not have an applicant for this. We didn't have an applicant present for this COA. I also, well, let me ask for a motion first, sorry, before I give you a piece of information. So is there a motion?
Which one is this one?
What's that?
I'm sorry, which one, Regan?
I'm sorry, Greg. We're on COA 419, 431 Washington Street.
Place of apothecaries.
I can't find that document.
It should be under the what is it? Meeting documents on our commission webpage. It's 1, 2, 3, 4th down.
Oh, I didn't know you had stuff on there. I always just look at what's in the email.
Okay. Well, for everyone's reference too, all the documents that you were emailed are also on our webpage, which is great.
It is great. It'd probably be easier to find them there because I'm always scrolling through this email and there's just this kind of scattering of documents. It's hard to find them sometimes.
I hear you.
So this is 431 Washington Street, you said?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, I found it. It was you must have just taken a picture of it because there's no.
Correct. Yeah, there's.
Didn't have-
Yeah, this one was kind of bare, bare bones here.
Is there anything other than that one page that you took the picture of?
There was, so there's the one-page COA. Then there is also an email chain where I believe this is a Word document as well, where the applicant was discussing the materials and the project. It should be, the title should be Washington, 431
yeah, I
Washington.
see it.
Okay, great.
Got it.
Okay, cool. So I will entertain a motion to accept the application as submitted.
I will make that motion.
Thank you, Greg. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Richard. So for discussion, I just want to add that Tim and I had been contacted by the homeowner, Mr. Fossum, earlier last week, alerting us about the situation with his roof, how there's a portion of his roof that is not visible from the public right of way, but one of the recent storms had completely damaged the roof and was causing significant interior damage, and he needed to get the situation rectified as quickly as possible. The whole roof just came off essentially during one of the last big windstorms we had. So I called the State Historic Preservation Office asking, what do we do in a situation like this where the roof is off? Like this is an imminent emergency, and they recommended that I tell them to proceed with the work, but still submit an application for us to formally review at our meeting today. So letting everybody know that this work has already started to happen, it may have been finished already at this point. I spoke with the homeowner and so did Tim, and our understanding was that the materials were like for like, and he needed to get everything situated as soon as possible. So just wanted to let everybody know that.
Okay.
So
Look online, that's the big house on the corner. Is it the whole roof or just part of the roof?
it was just part of the roof. And according to the homeowner, and I also spoke with the contractor on the phone regarding the project as well. According to both the homeowner and the contractor, it's a portion of the roof that you can't see from either Washington Street or Scotland Road or Easttown Street. It's tucked, it's really high, it's elevated. You can only really see it if you like have a drone that flies up. Like no human could really see it from the public right of way. So that's why I felt comfortable after getting confirmation from the State Historic Preservation Office that they could move forward with their work at that point, and we could review it formally today.
It's a second empire. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
You said,
I haven't seen anybody working on that.
oh,
I don't know if it was early last week, Greg. I think some of it, when is the 11th? When was this? Yeah, this was last Monday. So this was a week ago at this point.
Huh. Okay. I mean, I walk by there, not every day, but
Mm-hmm.
a couple times a week.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, about the only place you could see it from is the people behind him up on the hill.
Mhm.
Okay,
So Regan, when you say like for like, that's a wood shingle roof then?
No, I believe that portion of the roof, and I don't understand why this was the case, but the contractor had told me that it was rubber, like it was a rubber roof, and that is weird to me, but that,
no,
that small section of the roof was rubber. I don't know exactly what the rest of the roof materials are comprised of.
it's a fairly flat roof, and it would
Yeah,
be
thank
normal to put rubber membrane down and then probably put pea gravel or something on top of it.
Exactly, Richard. Thank you. That's exactly what they described. It's a rubber.
The email says plywood and roll tar.
Well, then, if they're replacing the plywood, they've got a lot more damage. They're replacing the decking.
Yeah, but it says, yeah, it says roll tar, so I don't know that I don't know that it's rubber.
Well,
Okay.
isn't that what goes underneath? No?
Sorry, Nancy, say that one more time. I didn't hear you.
Isn't that what goes underneath? When
Oh.
you say tar, doesn't that go underneath? I don't know.
It's the tar, roll the rubber down and the tar again on top of that. I believe that's the way a flat roof is done.
Okay.
Hmm.
Thank you, Richard.
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
Okay, any further discussion then?
No.
Okay, so then I will call for a vote and I'll do the roll call again. So Richard,
Yay.
Nancy,
A.
Greg,
Yay.
and Regan, yay. So motion passes unanimously. All right, so now we're moving on to COA 420, which is 116 Union Street.
Hmm.
We did not have an applicant present to review their application with us during the public hearing here either. So I will entertain a motion to approve the application as submitted.
I'll make the motion just so we can talk about it.
Okay. Nancy, or excuse me, sorry, Nancy. I didn't mean to call on you. Sorry, that was reflex.
I'll second that. We just need discussion. I'll second it.
Okay, thanks, Nancy. Sorry about that. All right, so now discussion.
Did anybody go by this place and look at it? I didn't.
I have
Oh.
no.
No.
Yeah, I think you'd have a tough time. I don't think you'd be able to see the deck without going up into their property.
Yeah, I think it would be very difficult to see.
Yeah. I kind of agree with that. I was just curious. I had meant to go by, but you know, with all this time we've got, it's amazing how little time we have.
It's true.
Takes a lot of time to do nothing sometimes.
That's funny.
Yeah, well, you know, give me the choice of quality time with my chainsaw and riding around in the car. I'll go visit my chainsaw. Okay.
Did everyone have a chance to review some of the pictures that they submitted with the Trex signature railing that they're hoping to install?
Yeah, normally the truck would be started right from the beginning, but due to the location and everything of this deck, I don't really have any negative comments about it.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just extending the existing deck out, and you can't even see it.
Yeah, like you said, Greg, I think you'd have to like be on their property to see it. Seems like it'd be very difficult to see from from the street.
Yeah, I'm looking on Google Earth right now and can't even get a good view in there.
I don't think I even knew they had a deck anyway. Like,
Yeah, I mean, obviously driven past it. I've never noticed it, but
So as you're
you
looking,
can just barely,
go ahead.
because you can just barely see it on the Google Earth picture. You can kind of see a little bit in the back there, but it's,
So if you're looking at the front of the house, what is it? To the right and to the back? Or where is it?
I think it's straight back is my understanding.
yeah,
So
it's all the way in the back of the house.
So he has a sketch. He has a sketch where he indicates where the front of the house is, and then the existing deck, and then where, excuse me, then where he wants to build out from the retaining wall. It looks like he wants to go right up to this cliff side.
Let's see. if we can-
Well, he's expanding it, I guess, but he's also replacing because it got damaged, though.
Yeah, what does he say? Yeah, you said it was hit by a tree. So I'm reading what he says here. I'm going to be removing the old decking and old rail which was hit by a tree and replacing it with Trex Select decking.
Yeah.
No. 116.
And the rail will be made out of aluminum. I'm not sure how we feel about aluminum versus wood. He is not keen on wood.
Oh, he's
says
already
it-
got a partial thing done there, so.
Mhm.
He said it's way nicer than anything he could make out of wood, he's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like so on the second page he's got an example of the railing.
Yeah.
It does look nice, and it does at least appear to have a nice contrasting color, even though again we don't specify color, but it at least
Yeah.
it looks visually appealing.
Certainly be a lot more durable.
You can see the deck from the street.
Are you still talking to her? No, like I finally got, I emailed
If
it
you,
back, and I faxed it and
it's
I'll back
fun just
to the right.
trying to get this thing to do what you want it to do.
Gee.
Oh, I see what you're saying, Richard. You can just kind of see the railing from like the driveway
Right.
on this Google Earth image that I'm looking at.
So is that to the right?
Yeah, it'll be correct, Nancy. It'll be to the right. So the driveway is on the right of the house. So if you're looking at the driveway, I guess you could say that the railing is to the left.
Yeah. You look across the neighbor's front yard and you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like on a bridge over, looks like, almost.
Mm-hmm. So it's slightly visible. However, from this Google Earth image, it appears that the railing is white, so that would make it more visible. The new railing that he wants to do is darker, so then maybe it would be less visible and would blend in more if it's going to be right adjacent to the cliff side.
Yeah, well, it goes over the top of the retaining wall,
Yep.
and then he's just going to deck the lawn over back to the rock. Yeah.
I'm actually surprised that he'd want to go away from the white. I mean, because right now with the white, it matches the trim on the house, but
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even though we don't regulate color, I could make the recommendation that if we're comfortable with the material he uses, which is that Trex signature railing,
Yeah, you won't see
we
it
could
there.
recommend the color be white as opposed to the color he is proposing, which is bronze.
Oh, no, bronze would you'd be real visible with bronze, I would think. Wouldn't you? Think about that kind of goldy color up there.
True.
Recommend stays with white.
Okay, so does everyone share that recommendation that, well, first of all, are we comfortable with the material, which is again that Trex signature railing, which is aluminum? And would we recommend the railing be white?
I am.
Okay.
yeah, I'm
I'm
good with that.
That's reasonable, yes.
okay. So I'll say, so what I'll say in the letter is that we would recommend that he sticks with the white railing, and because it will match the existing trim of the house. Okay, does anyone have any further discussion or items to add?
No,
Okay, so then I will do another roll call vote then. So Richard,
Okay.
Nancy,
yay.
Greg,
Yeah,
thank you, and Regan, aye, yay. And so again, I'll just, in the letter, the approval letter, excuse me, motion passes unanimously, sorry. And then I'll make that recommendation with the white railing to match the existing trim of the house. All right, thank you guys very much. Moving forward here, COA 421, the first COA regarding 71 East Town Street here, regarding the gutter, the copper gutter on the Joseph Carpenter Silversmith shop. So
You did that,
what's that?
didn't we? Oh, I'm sorry. No, we just talked. Never mind.
Okay, that's okay. I would entertain a motion to approve the application as presented and submitted, because we did have an applicant here to present this application. So
I move we approve it as presented. Nancy.
thank you, Nan.
Second.
I'll second.
Well, there was a fight for a second there.
Let Greg have it.
I think Richard might have beaten you, Greg, there. He beat you out.
Oh,
I think so. He's quicker on the draw.
I want to go home.
Yeah. I know, we're almost done, guys. All right, so
Aren't you already home?
so thank you for the motion in the second. So any discussion?
Nope.
No,
Any discussion? Hearing none, I will then do a roll call vote again. Richard,
Yay.
Nancy,
yay.
Greg,
Yay.
and I am abstaining from this application because it's a partnership with the Norwich Historical Society and Society of the Founders of Norwich, so I am abstaining. But the motion passes nonetheless. So thank you all very much. And then we are on to the last COA of the evening. Woohoo! This is COA 422, 71 East Town Street. Again, the Joseph Carpenter Silversmith shop, regarding the foundation work to the building. I will entertain a motion to accept the application as presented and submitted.
I move we approve
So
the
moved.
application as presented.
Thank you, Nancy. And Richard, you want to be a second then?
Sure, why not?
All right, perfect. Any discussion? Any discussion?
No,
No,
I understand.
All right. So then hearing none, I'm going to call for a roll call vote again. Richard,
Yay.
Nancy,
A,
Greg,
Yay.
and Regan is abstaining from this application as well. And the motion passes. Thank you all very much. Moving on the agenda, we have approval of minutes from 2 meetings, actually, the Wednesday, April 15th regular meeting and the Friday, May 8th special meeting. We chose not to approve the minutes at the May 8th meeting as we just had 2 emergencies that we wanted to address. So we kept it sweet and simple and short. So I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes from Wednesday, April 15th regular meeting and approve the minutes from Friday, May 8th special meeting.
I so move.
Thank you, Richard. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, I will do another roll call vote. So Richard,
Yay.
Nancy,
A,
Greg,
Yay.
and Regan, yay. So the minutes pass. Thank you, guys. I don't have a chairman's report. We don't have any old business at this point. I do want to discuss something under new business, updates to our webpage. I feel as acting chairman, I've fielded so many questions these past 2 months from applicants, from city officials, from contractors. A lot of the questions I've been asked are questions that just continuously get repeated. So one of the things that I would like to propose we do is update our webpage with more accurate information. So the commission, or I should say the chairman, who's myself at the current moment, doesn't get bogged down with questions that can easily be answered if a person just looks at our webpage for that information. It'll save me some time, and I hope would make our process more streamlined moving forward. So I spent some time over the past couple weeks compiling some recommended changes to our webpage that I believe Catherine sent around to everybody. One was our, hang on, let me pull it up here so I'm giving you the right information. Sorry, hang on. One was a updated version of the brochure that I had sent out to everybody a couple different times already just for review. So I'd like to kind of have a final okay with that, because I think that would be a great thing to put on our website as well to help with any confusion. The next thing that I did was I updated our frequently asked questions form, because those are most of the frequently asked questions that I get asked. So I wanted to update that as I checked it, and it's currently fairly outdated. And then I just have some general updates to the webpage that I'd like to make, like with information about the different historic districts, a more thorough overview of the COA process, listing exactly what we want applicants to submit to us. And I wanted to also put some resources and financial incentives on our website for homeowners as well, so they're aware of those opportunities in advance. So I would just like to get everyone's feedback on what I've proposed we add to our webpage.
I think more information is good, but we also have to make the web page able for people to find it. I'm looking at the Norwich official website right now, and I can't find it.
Yeah, that's a good point, Greg. You have to dig and find our page.
I mean, if you want people to go find out the information, they ought to be able to go to the Norwich City website and be able to find, oh, Historic District Commission. Here it is right here, link, boom. I mean, they got the historian blog right there and history of the city, but there's no historic district commission.
I think we are listed under city commissions. So then people will have to go scroll through all of the different commissions to find us. So I'll have to talk with the city about how we can make our page a little bit more user-friendly and accessible for people to find.
Yeah, I think that would be useful.
I think how you can find us right now is if you go to the government tab on the City of Norwich's website, you go to boards and commissions, and then you scroll through A through M, and you find the Historic District Commission kind of towards the bottom, and then you get to us.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So it's I agree with you, Greg, that having a more streamlined process to find our page would be useful too.
Yeah.
Holy cow. We have way too many boards and commissions in Norwich.
You think.
I had no idea all these things existed. Holy cow.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, couldn't they just set it up to go to Norwich Historic District Commission and then boom, there it is? Not have to go through all the commissions? Couldn't that be done? Or is that
Yeah.
not?
Well, let's see what happens if you do this.
I mean, maybe. I know the city is very, set in how the website operates. So I can certainly ask if we could be more prominent. One of the things I did have a discussion with the building department was they would be happy to link our webpage on their page as well, because a lot of what we do is in sync with each other. So I did have that discussion as well. So that would at least be on the building department page, and people go there all the time when they're doing building permits and whatnot.
And if you do it,
Actually, that would be a great place for it, because if people are doing renovations or something, they may not even be thinking about HDC, but if they go to the building site and then they see that, that might help.
Right, that's true.
yeah, if you go to and you just put in Norwich Historic District Commission, you end up with I'm not sure what you end up with. There's 3,352 of them.
Oh my God.
So it's okay. Then you click on something. You got to go to something else. Then you find it. It is not intuitive. Let me say it that way. They don't make it simple.
But I think it'd be, if the building department would link to it from their site, I think that would be a big help.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, they're willing to do that. I spoke with the building official recently, so that was fine with them. But part of my discussion was making sure our webpage was more robust with information, so that also the building officials can refer to it instead of calling me all the time like they do, which I appreciate the calls, but this is a volunteer thing for me as well, so I don't want to consistently get bogged down.
Yeah.
all these
I reviewed the material and that you have with the brochure. I'd like to see this, and I agree that it should be on a web page. I would like to see this brochure you did, the trifold, done as something we could put into some racks out in appropriate places.
Yes, my end goal as well, Richard, you read my mind, is printing out the brochure that I created, and that would be accessible at the building department or any other related place that makes sense for it to be located.
Yeah, no, it's done very nicely, and so we should make good use of that.
Great, thank you. I will ask, I think, for a motion to update our webpage with the information that I've given everybody, especially a motion about the frequently asked questions, because that is something that us as the commission have produced, and just need to make sure that we're all in concert and agreement with the materials that we're producing for the public. So I definitely
made
want a motion about the frequently asked questions.
I made the mistake of printing it. 5 pages.
Yeah.
I would,
Reagan, I'm definitely in favor of the putting information on the website, but if you're looking for approval of the exact wording, then I am not prepared for that because I have not read through it all.
Okay. That's fair. Thank you, Greg.
I would make, I guess I would make the motion that as presented, as you have presented it, it should be added to the website. We'll see what happens.
Is there a second?
Well, I can second, but Greg just said he hasn't read it, so I think he wants the opportunity to read it, right?
Well, if we're going to be approving, if Regan is looking for our approval on the exact wording of this, then I feel like I should read it before I should say yes on it.
That's fair.
Well, I've scanned it, you know.
Does that delay you too much, Regan?
I mean, no, I mean, I haven't told the city that I want them to update everything just yet. So my only thing is I would love to have my workload lighten. But if it can take another month for everybody to review things, that is fine.
Well, Regan, wait a minute. It's all right here, right? I was kind of wondering why it was here, but anyway, it's all right here in this thing we got emailed with all these.
I know there's a lot of documents, guys. Sorry.
No, it's okay, but it's all here. Why don't we, I don't know, what if we gave, can we do this? Like approve it subject to getting back to you with any refinements by a certain date, or is that too weird? Then we'd all have to know about it, I guess, huh? Well, we could. We could know about it, but I hate to hold you up a month. You seem to be having been deluged with a bunch of applications all over the place here, and that you've got to field them all.
It's been a lot. It's been a lot these 2 months. It's been surprising, actually.
Pain in the neck. I mean, so I hate to make one more month of this bunch of questions during this pandemic thing here.
But I agree with Greg, though, because part of it is I would want to make sure everyone's comfortable with the wording of wording with the brochure, the frequently asked questions, and the webpage additions that I've included. Some of the information is repetitive, but I figured it's better to be repetitive than than not at all.
Yeah, exactly.
So if everyone would, then let's do a homework assignment. Between now and the next meeting, everybody review the documents that have been provided to you and let me know if you have any recommended changes to the wording anywhere in those 3 documents. And then we'll officially vote on them, have it in our June meeting.
That's okay, but that does hold you up a month.
Well, at least the benefit is I've got this all written. So if anything, I can just copy and paste to email inquiries that I receive. So there is.
That's true. That's true. Okay.
And it will give me time to give the city heads up that we're looking to update our page, so they're not surprised.
All right. That sounds reasonable.
So does that work for everybody else then? So everyone look everything over, please. Let me know if you have any suggested changes, and then we'll formally adopt these in June at our June meeting.
I agree with that.
Sounds good to me.
All right, great. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. So then, with that being said, our next meeting is our regular meeting date of Wednesday, June 17th at 5:30. I'm assuming at this point we're still going to be using Zoom until I hear otherwise from the city. And also, I would prefer not to be hosting another special meeting. I think I'm just going to try to make all applicants wait till our June meeting at this point, I would prefer not to schedule multiple meetings in June. So at this point, all we have is our June 17th meeting coming up.
Okay.
We don't
Sounds
have
good.
applications right now either, right? Anymore, I mean.
That's correct. We have no COA applications at this point that have been submitted to me.
Good.
So then the last item on our agenda is adjournment. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Go for it, Richard.
Oh, I make a motion to adjourn.
Go for it, Greg.
Second.
Thank you all. All those in favor, Richard,
Hey.
Nancy,
Hey.
Greg,
Yay.
and Regan, yay. Thank you all so much. Catherine, thanks so much for being here as well. And appreciate you all very much. So thanks so much.
All right. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Richard. Bye.
Hey,
Bye.
Reagan, can I just talk to you a minute about the Zoom?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, everyone else can, this is still being recorded, Greg, though. Until I end the meeting, it's still recorded. So just so you know.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to figure out why I couldn't get I couldn't get onto it. Trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong so I can get on Zoom next time.
Okay, maybe you and I will have to go through it together because I'd have to understand better what you were doing. So maybe we can practice.
Okay. Well, so there was a link in the one email that Catherine sent out.
Yes.
So I clicked on that,
Okay.
and it initially brought me to a thing for like a registration, which I filled out, but
Okay.
that didn't get me online. I got two emails from the city with links and a password, and neither one of those worked when I clicked on the links. It would, every time I would get to a dialog box for Zoom that said I had to log in with a Zoom account.
Oh, brother.
That's weird.
But
Maybe.
that's not what you went through. But you didn't have to sign in when you went to the link?
I did. I signed in with the city's password and information, so I could start the meeting.
Right. Okay.
So that's how that works.
Okay.
So I think maybe you need to have, like, after the fact, make your own Zoom account, and then then I can practice with you too offline to make sure it can work for next time.
Yeah, I mean it seemed like I had to have a Zoom account, which I didn't understand why you needed to sign up for a Zoom account in order to access, but
I know, that's just how I guess they want it. I don't know. It's weird.
okay. But is that what was anybody else on the Zoom?
Yes, so we had Richard, Nancy, and Catherine were on Zoom, like with their.
They were all on the Zoom. Okay.
Yeah.
And did they sign up for a Zoom account? Is that how they got on?
Yes, I believe so. I know that Catherine was so gracious and helped Richard set up his account. She talked him through it on the phone, so.
Okay. Well, I'll just know I have to do that next time. I wasn't expecting to have to do that, so I usually just click on the link and it brings you right in.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Well, and I can practice with you too if you want, Greg, because I have my own personal Zoom account versus the city's account, so we could always practice as well.
But I've been on lots of other Zoom meetings, and that's the thing. But I've never had to go through the sign-on for Zoom before.
Maybe the only other explanation I can think of is that the city has set their Zoom account to only admit people who have a Zoom account. I have no clue. I'm not technically inclined.
Right. That's what it seems like. So I just, hey.
Well, you and I we can figure it out.
Well, I don't think it would be any, unless you set up the meeting through with the city Zoom account. I don't think it would be any different. I mean, if you have your own personal Zoom account and schedule a meeting, I've done those all the time. Those work.
Okay. Yeah. I probably can't schedule. I can only schedule like a meeting with the city's account when it's our official meeting.
Yeah. I'll just try and I'll just know I have to set up a Zoom account, and if I'm going to do that. So for the next meeting, how far in advance of the meeting time do you open up the meeting?
Today I cut it a little close. I was 4 minutes, but last time I opened it up 10 minutes before the meeting.
Okay, so I'll just come on a little early next time and see if I can get on there.
Yeah, I try to do it 10 minutes early at least. Today I was cutting it a little close.
No worries. All right, well, I'll just do that then.
Sounds like a plan. Well, let me know if you have any questions or need any help, and hopefully we can get it sorted for next time.
All right, thanks, Regan.
Thank you, Greg. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.